All right, we have an exciting one here today. Welcome to Average Joe Watch Reviews, where we do more than just reviews. Today we have a Citizen GMT Series 8 from Saltzman's Watches. They are no stranger to this channel. They lent this piece in for review. I want to thank you so much for letting this in. If you're looking for watches, they do sell Citizen, they sell Breitling, they sell Luminox, they sell many different brands, so definitely check them out. Link will be down in the description down below. So I wanted to do an interesting video today because I do own the Tudor GMT, and the reason why I actually have these two together is because we have two true Traveler GMTs in the house today. And this one here is going to retail at around $1,600 to $1,700. This one here is going to be at $4,300. Is the Citizen worth its weight in gold? Well, we're going to find out today whether or not we can even make the comparison between the two, or can we justify the price tag of 3 times the amount for a Tudor GMT? We'll definitely find that out today. So let's just dive into the specs. Let's take a look at this Citizen. First and foremost, what's really striking about this watch is the dial. And in a lot of videos I've seen, the dial looks a lot darker, but when we take a look at it underneath the studio lights here, it is actually a pretty bright blue. And when we compare it to the Tudor does have a black flat dial. So if you're looking for an interesting dial, you definitely have it here with Citizen. So the dial, according to Citizen, they were actually looking to depict the Tokyo skyline, the skyscrapers, and you can see the many different windows of the skyscrapers there. So very multi-dimensional dial here, very interesting. Definitely very busy, and in my opinion, wasn't even necessary, but it is definitely very nice when you see this in person. In my opinion, though, it does take away from a lot of the brushing that you see on the indices and also on the handset. It kind of takes away from that detail that I think the dial is overshadowing some of that Grand Seiko-esque type finishing that you see here. And Citizen actually does this all throughout their watch here, including the case. Look at the brushing. It's absolutely stunning. Look at the chamfers. Look at this integrated bracelet, by the way. Now, it looks like it's all brushed until you see that it's almost like a light catcher case, or sorry, a light catcher bracelet, because you have these polished chamfers on each one of these links here. And it is an H-link bracelet. But how beautiful is that brushing? I mean, that brushing is absolutely flawless. And this is what you're paying for. Look at the buckle here. It is a dual deployment. Even the buckle mechanism is integrated. At least it looks integrated, right? The biggest issue with the buckling system here is, in fact, that we don't have any micro adjust. So that really is a bummer. You do get half links though, but that does become a little bit more challenging as opposing to simply depressing a spring bar and bringing the bracelet out a little bit though. Dual deployment, as I said, you do get a true milled clasp as well with this. And you do get a pin and collar system. Okay. Now, when we look at the Tudor has a lot of details here. They have the riveting, love it or hate it, it's there to stay. So you get the rivets. Sorry, it's a little bit dirty. Obviously, I wear the watch, but it does have a screw mechanism to adjust the bracelet. And what's really unique about Tudor, and again, you can see this watch has definitely been used. Total scratch magnet, by the way, on this bracelet. You do see the taper. But the way that it tapers does bother some people because it basically is big, medium, small, smaller, smallest. I think once you see that, you can't unsee it. It's not like a gradual taper that you'll even see here on the Citizen. It's a nice gradual taper, which by the way tapers down to 18 millimeters. But Tudor goes one step further, and they actually use these ceramic balls here, right? So when you deploy and undeploy or dedeploy or however you want to say it, everything has these ceramic balls right there, and what they do is they actually help with the resistance, and it actually gives you a nice smooth feel, and it actually helps with the wear as well, so you're not going to wear out this mechanism. So Tudor goes ahead and just gives you that extra detail and just makes everything just feel so smooth. So very nice job with the ceramic ball bearings there indeed. And of course you get that Tudor shield there, which is also a very nice touch. But again, you're paying about 3 times more for this particular watch than you are the Citizen. Now the Citizen, again, the finishing is absolutely gorgeous, but what's really powering this is really the star of the show, and that is indeed the Citizen caliber, in-house caliber I should mention, 9054. Now Citizen does have a 9075 true GMT movement. However, the difference between the two is minimal, but it is significant in some people's eyes. They are both, the 9054 and the 9075 are both true Traveler GMTs. So essentially a true GMT, I know I keep saying the true GMT or Traveler GMT, you can simply move the hour hand independently. Same thing with the Tudor. So both the 9054 and the 9075 calibers from Citizen do that. The biggest difference between the two, the 9054 has a bit more accuracy. You'll get -10 to +20 seconds per day with this particular movement, as opposed to the 9075 that does -10 to +30 seconds a day. The other difference, and again it's minor, is the power reserve. The power reserve on this one here, the Series 8, is going to be 50 hours as compared to 42 hours of the 9075 series, so, or 9075 caliber. So you get a bit of an upgrade in regards to this movement, and it is decorated as well. It does look very nice. You do see a lot of that striping there, and the rotor is labeled, or should I say branded, with Citizen there. So very, very nice touches indeed. We do get a bi-directional bezel here, and I'll let you hear the clicks here. Pretty solid, right? I have no issues with it. You can't move it easily, and it is lining up very nicely. And again, when we take a look at the Tudor, you get more positive engagement, but again, you should get more refinement when you pay 3 times more for a watch, right? So again, very, very comparable. The other thing is the Tudor, this is COSC certified, does have an in-house movement. It is the MT5652. This one is going to be accurate to +6 to -4 seconds a day. So again, you're going to get more accuracy out of this particular movement. Now, both offer a 5-year warranty, which is actually above standard, which is very nice. So they both give you that. They're both 41 millimeters. Now, the Citizen actually is, when I measured it, it was right around 41, just a hair under 41 and a half. So you're looking at very similar sizing. Now, the big complaint that people have with the Tudor is, yes, the fact it is indeed a very chunky monkey. The Tudor GMT, which, by the way, going back to the movement, you're going to get a 70-hour power reserve, again, compared with the 50-hour power reserve with the Citizen, in comparison to 13.5. So still a bit thick, but definitely thinner and even looks thinner than the Tudor. So if you're looking for something that's thinner, more affordable, yet true traveler, Citizen's going to have your back with that. Absolutely 100%. So we're looking at, again, 41 millimeters, 13.5 in thickness, 48 lug to lug. And actually, I didn't do the Tudor. The Tudor here is actually 50. It's going to be 50 lug to lug. So you're going to get a little bit more lug to lug. So the Citizen's actually going to be even a little bit more wearable, even in regards to the lug to lug. Now, because it's an integrated bracelet, you're not going to have the option to switch out bracelets like I did with this one. With the Tudor, I am actually sporting the Uncle straps, Jubilee. Now, they don't call it the Jubilee. I know they call it something else. I'm forgetting, drawing a blank right now, but you can't use Jubilee because that's a Rolex branded term. So they do something, I'll put it down below here. But this is the bracelet that it is sporting. I do like it better on this one than the standard bracelet with the rivets. Now, I don't have a problem with the rivets, but this is indeed a scratch magnet. And I just think it just looks better on the Jubilee, in my opinion. Would love to hear your opinion down below as what you think. I'm going to give you guys a lume shot, and I'll actually do a side by side and see exactly what you guys think of the lume. So I'm going to give you guys just some functionality here when we move the handset, and I'm going to show you how, as you notice, when I click the crown out to the first position, there is no hacking. But if you click it out to the second, you will get hacking. So just click it out to the first position. This is actually how you're going to change your hours, but it also is going to be how you change your date. Now, you not only can go forward, but you can actually go back in time. So definitely a true back to the future watch indeed. However, your Tudor will do the same exact thing, and I will show you that one in a second, but you can also, yes, change that way as well. But that's also how you're going to maneuver your GMT hand. And as you can see, the GMT hand actually is disguised because it is a blue hand here. Which I think is a very nice touch, but you do get that orange tip so that you can see it. So it is a true four-hander. However, you don't get really lost with that GMT, and I like the fact that they disguise that. Now, when we take a look at the Tudor, some will say it's a little bit too much because you got a snowflake, 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 right? And now you do have the red hand for the GMT, but it does contrast up against the black. So, you know, I like how Citizen actually makes that disguised, you know, and I think they do a really good job with that. Now, with the Tudor, I'm going to show you, we click it out to the first position. Again, that does not hack the movement, by the way. So, let's see, here we go. So this is the first. So here's your neutral. This will be your first position. The second hand is still running. So again, the same thing happened with the Citizen. And again, this is actually how we set our date. Just like that. And then second position, you can also, that'll move your GMT hand. And that's also how we set the date as well. So again, very, very similar. This one does have a screw down crown. Obviously, you get more water resistance with the Tudor GMT. I'll actually put that down below. I know it's more than the Citizen that does not have a screw down crown. As you can see, there is the winding action of that crown. But this one here is 100 meters, or in the US, we say 328 feet of water resistance. So you can swim with this watch, but this is not a true diver's watch where you can dive with the Tudor, not a problem. I have a 7-inch wrist, and because this is a loaner, I have to keep these tags on, so I can at least put this on the bottom. So let me do that for you. So the mechanism, As you can see, locks with no problem. One button will not do it. You need to have both triggers pulled. Boom. And clicks just like that. And here's how it wears on the wrist. And I have to admit, it looks very, very nice on the wrist. Very masculine looking watch, because you have these just really sharp angles. And I'll tell you what, wears very nicely on the wrist, I must say. And that anti-reflective coating, I mean, look at that shot right there. The dial does look very nice. I have to admit, you know, it's one that's it's growing on me, I have to admit. So very, very nice. And by the way, this bezel is underneath a crystal. Whether or not it's sapphire, I guess we can find that out pretty easily. So let's just take a look and see if we have sapphire all the way around. So let me warm up the diamond selector here and find out. Do we have sapphire all the way around, including the back? In the meantime, I'll show you the Tudor on the wrist, and I have this one fitted to size since it is mine. So there we go with that. But yeah, that thickness definitely, you know, shows through. It doesn't bother me because it does wear very comfortably on my wrist as well. I have to admit, I do like to lug the lug on this a little bit better. This one does, that 2mm does make a difference. But you know, I love Tudor. What can I tell you? It is Rolex's, I call it Rolex's little brother. So some might call it a poor man's Rolex. Call it what you will. I just love Tudor so much more than Rolex, in my opinion. There's no waiting list. You can go in and buy a Tudor. All that nonsense really steers me toward a Tudor. And we'll dial it there. So, do we get sapphire? We are expecting sapphire. Yes, we get sapphire here on the crystal itself. And do we get sapphire on the bezel? We do not. No sapphire here. So that could be, I'm thinking it's mineral. And I'm assuming the back's going to be mineral too. But let's take a look and see. Yeah, hold on. Is there a sticker on there? That could be doing something here too. Yes, there's a sticker on here. So let me just peel the sticker back. There we go. So let's try that again here. Are we getting sapphire on the back? Yes, we get sapphire crystal on the back as well, guys. So really, really cool there. And of course, we're getting sapphire with the Tudor. Boom, just like that. Now, I think your anti-reflective properties on the Citizen, I'm going to say, I don't know. I don't know. I would say it's either equal, on par, if not a little bit better. I mean, we are using more of a bluish tinge here, where Tudor uses I guess it's a clear anti-reflective. There is no blue tinge, but they do have anti-reflective properties. But I think the Citizen is just possibly a tad better, if not the same. But nice job on the Citizen as well. So there you go, guys. $1,600 to $1,700 versus $4,000. Choice is yours. In my opinion, you're getting a really solid watch here. I mean, the finishing is absolutely superb, as you saw with the mechanism, very, very similar to what Tudor's offering you. Now, you're not getting COSC, you're not getting the accuracy, right? You're not getting Swiss, but you are getting in-house Japanese. And look, we all know that the Japanese can do it right. Look at Grand Seiko, for instance. So let's, we're not going to downplay the fact that this is a Japanese automatic watch here, because we know that they can do movements as well. So are you getting a good price here? Again, it's very subjective, but I think Citizen really did a nice job with this. And to look at this watch, especially on wrists, I'm impressed. What do you guys think down below? Thank you very much for joining me. I'll see you guys next time on Average Joe Watch Reviews. God bless, my friends.